free skate. Let's go to LA. Okay, let me lower down the volume just a bit. Recording this for YouTube as well, so I can, so people on there can actually see what the hell's I'm talking about. Alright. So, for those of you who are not aware, for the past couple of weeks, I've been going hardcore at getting records. I started it with trying to get a really good world record. I'm gonna get this week back in Thug 1, which I did. I got all the records back in Thug 1. I even improved sometimes. I got 35, 42 in beginner, which is insane, and it was pretty much just like a casual run, and I still got it. So that's pretty cool. Like, that run it's pretty fucking good. Like, there's not really much more you can improve on. I had a mad beginning, and then afterwards I had a really, really godlike end game. So it was really fucking good overall. Then after I got done with Thug 1, I went to Thug 2 for a bit, just to do a story. Still kind of did a little bit more after I did Thaw. I wanted to improve that time just a bit more because my time in that is pretty garbage. Was pretty garbage. Still pretty garbage, but it's like better now than it was because, you know, before it was absolute garbage. Fucking like 9:43, but now it's respectable because it's like sub 9. But that's not really what I'm talking about because fuck Thug 2. And then I got Thaw, the Thaw classic record, and that's when it started going into this like mode that I wanted to like take more world records, I guess. For those if you guys aren't aware, I'm a very, very competitive person. Like, I'm extremely, extremely competitive overall. Shut the fuck up, please, game. I'm a very, very competitive person. Like, overall. Don't know where it all came from, because I wasn't this competitive years ago. But I guess because I'm genuinely pretty good at Tony Hawk, I want to get competitive at it. I'm very good at it. So I kind of went into this whole, like, competitive like mindset of wanting to be the best and shit like that, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like before, when I joined the community, the person who I wanted to beat was Silent, because Thug 1, I want to beat Silent because he had all the fucking good times. I was like, yeah, I can challenge him, and I guess you could say I kind of saw him as a rival in a way, because me and him had similar goals. He wanted to be the best too, but we're not like rivals to say hate each other. We're like rivals as in, like, as he said, Ash Ketchum and Gary Oak, chill, competitive but chill. At least now, anyways. But that's kind of how it was kind of seen for a while. And then he started getting away from Thug, which I was a little sad about because he was really fucking good. There's not really many people who has grinded that game as much as him and me have. The only other person who's close to us in terms of records is TK, and he doesn't really enjoy the game, so it's like sad. Like, everyone else is kind of a little bit behind. There's still people are starting to close the gap a bit. But, like, at the time, it was just me and Silent were, like, going toe-to-toe for a while. Like, he would improve his record, then I would improve my record. We traded records and shit like that. It was a really fun time. But as I looked towards... Like, as I got better in the community and started playing more games, there was one name that, like, always, like... I saw, and I was like, huh. So this is the guy who started the community, made it what it is today, and made Tony Hawk what it was. And that person was, of course, George. And honestly, I think it's everyone's dream to beat George or something in the community in some way. If he's in a game, you want to beat him. Because even if his strats are older, Like, for example, Thaw, his record, his strats were old. Like, we have new, better strats now. But even then, he has insane times. He has, like, this ability to play at a very high level years in advance. And it's kind of crazy. Something I envy in a way, because, I wish I could get my Thug record to, like, sub 35 or some shit and be, like, years ahead of the pace. But I can't really push it much further. But he has this, like, otherworldly ability to do that. But once I started playing Thaw Classic more and more, I realized that I actually probably have a legitimate shot at beating him, especially with new strats. And when I developed that new Chicago strat that Yib did, I was like, yo, I could probably beat him. So I went into this competitive mindset mode. I spent a lot of my free time practicing, making new routes if I can. But just mainly overall, just practicing over and over again. The same levels that I'm bad at. Like, especially Kyoto, I'm sorry. That was like, damn. Even though I get this amazing run, it would be hard. Like, he is just hard to beat. What's up, Stormpack? And then, I finally beat him in Thaw, and it felt amazing. Because, you know, one thing I wanted to do in this community was to beat George at something. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that Thaw, he didn't really do much compared to other games, probably. Like, Thaw is really easy. Like, even though he has a lot more, even though I got, like, sub 4 before he hit, like, I got sub 4 faster than he did. Like, if you look at our attempts counters, like, I got, like 1,000 attempts faster than he did, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, this isn't his run, though. Like, there's two other records that he is pretty proud of. That being THPS2 and THPS3, and I'm like, okay. I have to beat him in one of them. Like, I want to be the one to beat him at one of them. Like, THPS3 is, like, hard. He's a really good fucking good time in THPS3. But THPS2, however, I was pretty good at. Like, I learned from Silent. Learn from everyone, learn from Ness, learn from Gwisht, learn from Ezen, and I was like, okay, I think I have a shot at it. And when I came back about a week and a half ago to it, I just started practicing again because I was a little rusty and shit like that. But the more I researched his run, like, a lot. Like, I spent a good, like, 4 hours one day looking over his run, going frame by frame to see how he did X, how he did Y, how he did Z, why he did Z, why he didn't do X again, or some shit. And then I realized that, well, he has a really good fucking run. So I would need to play, like, godlike. And then so I just played until I got good. And then I got these new strats from Gwisht and Zen. Gwisht being the TAS strat idea from Nahawk's TAS. For Skate Street, and then there's Zen's idea of the Glory. And I was like, okay, since I can do these both, that gives me like 4 free seconds on George, so it's a little bit easier, right? Well, in a way, yeah. Like, if you get rid of both those times, I beat George in game time. Like, I beat him on 2 seconds in game time if you take away the new strats, which is pretty sick. But it was still hard because it's George. And once I beat him, as I said before, on Twitter, on Twitch, and shit like that, it is probably the most significant record I have ever gotten in any video game. Because we all thought for the longest time that he couldn't be beaten. He couldn't, like, he was impossible. Like, if you challenge him, you'd be a madman because you're facing, like, a god run. And he did have a god run at the time. He had made a few mistakes, but, like, he was fast on everything else, so it's like, lol. Like, that's a fast run. So, trying to fight him is, like, mad. And I almost went mad. Like, for only, I went, as soon as I came back, I spent, like, a week, like, half a week or so, trying to beat George. Or practicing to beat George. And then I started doing attempts, and on the 3rd day I got the record, which, you know, is pretty cool. I finally beat George at something significant, and as I said, it's the most significant, like, it's probably the most significant, like, record in a long time too in the community, because on the outside looking in, you're like, this guy's ahead of the pace, like, no one can challenge him, you know what I mean? So beating George as something like that is incredible, I feel. And it'd be cool if I beat him in THPS 3, but I'm not sure if I can. We'll have to see. He has a really fucking good run. Like, a lot better of a run at THPS 2. Like, his run at THPS 2 was really good, but THPS 3 is better, I feel. But now that I beat him, people started saying that, you know, I'm finally in the if I wasn't already in the discussion as one of the best in the community of all time, I am now. Because, some people's argument is that, well, you know, I have more world records than George. I've done more to game the series than George has in some ways, which I don't agree with on that one. I just seen it in some chats. I'm just like, lol-K. But, like, he set the pace, he set the bar for future runs, and I'm just like, I just got a guy who came in later and just like started going on a rampage. And I'm still not done yet, to be honest. I still have a lot to do. But, like, I will admit that I do feel like I'm one of the best now, if not, I'm probably not number 2, or like a very close one, at least in my opinion. And as it sounds big-headed, but if you look at my record, this kind of shows a little bit. Like, THPS 1 can be improved, but I'm coming in that soon. THPS 2, you know, fucking amazing god-ass run. THPS 3 is going to become soon. THPS 4, really fucking good run. I can improve that too, but it's like, I don't know. Thug 1, I like. I have a lot of really good times in that. Thug 2, I have a really good time at Classic Run. And for story, but it's still respectable. And then you look at Thaw. And I got like I had a really good run for a really good story run for a while until Waves came and wrecked that into a million pieces. It's still a really good time though. Like, that was before the old route, so like for an old route it was actually really fucking good. And of course I have the classic record, so there's that, and that's a really good run. Like, and then you look at Project 8, and I kind of started that scene and set Fog on a path to getting his record in that game, a really good record in that game. Because I helped discover, I discovered Project 8 early. I figured out how to set up phone skip. I set the initial routes. I figured out how to get competitions that headed out. I figured out how to get rid of all these pros because they're fucking stupid. So, but if you look at overall skill, George is better because he's part of TLT, and I will never be as good as he is at improv. But for speedrunning wise, I feel like I am like a close second. And it feels nice to be like in that discussion now, I guess you could say. But where I'm kind of going with this is that, I don't know, I feel like I burned down a little bit right now from Tony Hawk games. Like, not totally. But I've been trying to go on this big embedded mindset for a while, which is why I've been like, sometimes I just sound like mad or sad or whatever, and just because I'm a very competitive person. Like, when I get records, when I get these records, I get like feel really good, but the journey to it is really difficult. Like, it's probably one of the more difficult things. Like, THPS 2 is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, that is just hard to beat. And to get it was finally like awesome. But where I'm going with this is that I am going to probably be doing other stuff from Tony Hawk soon. But I'm not going away from the community because I feel like I have the most knowledge about all the games than everyone else. Like, I know like a lot of things about THPS 1, 2, 3, 4. Thug 1 I know absolutely buttloads about. Thug 2 I know a lot about. Like I can pretty much, like, if you were to put me in a commentating booth and told me to commentate any of the Tony Hawk games, I could give you a lot of information on it. Like, a lot of information. Like, I could give you, like, all these routes. I can, like, you give me a route idea, and I'm just like, okay. But, because I'm just like, I guess I'm an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to Tony Hawk games. And that's kind of one reason I wanted to, like, that's kind of one reason I wanted to, like, get good at all the Tony Hawk games, because I want to be that guy who is, like, you know, the guy who plays all these games and is really good at all these games. Like, that's what my initial goal was, to be really fucking good at all these games. And it still is. Like, Pro Skater 3 isn't the last game I have to be good at. And improve THPS 1, and boom, you know, I have all these fucking amazing times. So it's cool to have that. But along with that came with the idea that, you know, I'm going to be streaming a lot. So, out of everyone in the community, I stream the most. Like, I put, like, a lot of hours into Tony Hawk games. What happened time? I'm getting to that. But I've gotten into, like, I know, like, so much. I've streamed so much, and so I'm, like, the most recognizable person. Like, if you, like, Mufin is, like, the owner, I guess you could say, of the speedrun.com page. But I feel like I've done the most to help the community. It's not against anyone in the community, but I feel like I've done probably some of the most. Because I was the one who started, for example, like, the speedrun rule pages were kind of barren and kind of annoyed me. I got mod power over all pages, and I was like, okay, first thing I'm gonna do is fucking do rules. Set the rules, finally. And I did. And while it's small, but, like, you know, not many a lot of communities do it, we didn't. I was like, fuck it, I need to change that. I got some things set up for some of the games. I got some routes written out. Like, Pro Skater 4 had like a spreadsheet that Crazy Cow made when he was after after George's record. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make a route, right, tab it out and shit like that, and boom, I did. So I put in, like, a lot of effort into getting the routes done. For Thug 1, I did all the routes. I, like, written them out and shit like that. So even though there's minor stuff, but I still feel like I've done a lot. Then you look at the marathon, which, you know, wasn't the greatest display ever. It's just because we just had a lot of tech issues. That was pretty much all it was. And I need to like, I kind of, like, got over it finally a couple weeks ago. Because I was still mad at myself for allowing that. But, you know, it's like, what can you do when you, like, the main thing that you were using just falls apart? But hopefully, when I'm gone, someone will lead the charge to make another marathon, second marathon, a better marathon. Hopefully. But I feel like I'm helping legitimize the games a lot more. Like, George firstly legitimized it. I feel like, in a way, I kind of started doing it. Of course, it's not just me. It's just, like, you know, I'm the one who, like, people see the most, so I don't know. It's not just me. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying not to sound like I did all the work. I did not. Like, everyone in the community did all the work. Silent with Wish with THPS 1 and 2. He did a lot of work. Zen Ivan, George, Fade did a lot of work for THPS 3. Crazy Cow, Yib, Zen Ivan did for THPS 4. Me, Silent, Yib, TH, and a bunch of other people I can't name did the work for Thug 1. Guy with Domaker, TK, a couple other people did it for Thug 2, and so on and so forth. Pieters, and me, and George, and Waves did a lot for Thug Flaw, and you know what I mean. Like, it just keeps on going on. Like, it's not just me. Like, even though I can probably be on the list of helping out all these games, it's not just me. Like, I didn't do all of the work. If I convey that I did all the work, I didn't. I'm not that egotistical. Times, yeah, I did all the work, Kappa. But I guess that also comes with a layer of responsibility as well. Because you look at Like, if you look at some of the stuff we've done, like, look at a year ago. Year ago this time, I wasn't in this game. I was doing Ocarina of Time and Spyro 2 or some bullshit like that. You found 2 tricks and got all the so times, yeah. Yeah, it's really cool to do that. To switch games, cause you just get tired of one game, you're like, okay, I'll just go do this. Boom, records. What's up, Josh? But if you look a year ago, like, I wasn't in the community, and honestly, it was pretty barren. Like, there were a few people. There was Silent, there was Pieters, there was Yob, there was TK. There's Domaker and Guy. Slow Freak was still here. Still is, but no, he was doing runs still. Then you look at... You look past the... I mean, there's Squished, but you look past that, there's not... Well, there wasn't really many people. And... Like, it was... Yeah, there was you, Sub. I forgot about... You were around that time, too. For some reason, I feel like I keep thinking that you were, like, around that time. I mean, around my time when I first started, again. But yeah, you were around, too. Like...
He's retarded! No, he's from Montana. He's retarded. No, he's from Montana.
Yeah, this is THPS3. I'm just playing around and talking and real talking and shit.
Let's see you bust something out.
But,
Let's see you bust something out. Let's see you bust something out.
let me see bust something out. Shut the fuck up. Like, there wasn't much many people. And I came back, and I guess me streaming a lot kind of resurged. And plus the competition was helped resurge the community a bit. We started getting a lot more new runners. There was a time we were getting like three or four new runners a week, which is pretty sick. Even though most of them didn't really say, which is unfortunate. I feel like a lot of them could do a lot. Like Zam got really good really fast. He said he's gonna come back eventually, but he's trying to get Mega Man, which is cool. But then this people that like played it once and just never touched it again. I'm like, guys, you got something here. Come on. Oh no. Like, the community has grown a lot over the past year. A lot. Like, it's gone from the small community to this like brotherhood / sisterhood, because, you know, I have to count H games now. Of people who love playing Tony Hawk, which is fucking awesome. I love it. I'm glad that it's finally happened. And I'm glad to finally have a home to call, like, I finally had to find a community that I can call home, because for 3 or 4 years, I've been searching for that. And then when I came back, I realized that, you know, this is probably my home. I can do a lot here, and I've been working hard on doing that for the past like 6 months. I've been working on ways to like make the community grow even bigger. Because while I like it being small, I would like more people to, like, you know, play the games, chill out, hang out with us and shit like that. So I've been working really hard on all that stuff I said before. I'm working on the marathon. I'm trying to think of many ways to make the community like get bigger and bigger and be more awesome. And it's a lot of work, because, you know, kill yourself. There's a lot of ways you can build a community, but it takes a while. It's not like something you can do overnight. Like, I'm not sure how many people join because of all the hard work. I don't want to know, honestly. But it's a lot of hard work to do it. And I feel like because I'm one of the more stream people, it's kind of part of my responsibility to do so. It's not really my responsibility. I'm not going to say that it's like I have to do it. I don't have to do it, but I kind of want to as well, because I'm not sure who else would has the patience to do it. Like, I have the patience to build shit. Like, I can build a lot of things and be patient about things. And I've been patient for the past 6 months. So, ow, damn, that was a big combo. I've been doing like these fucking static ass combos the entire time. It's kind of hard to play and talk at the same time. Is it speedrun? What the fuck? I know, right? Casual.
Let's see it.
But yeah, I've been working really hard on stuff like that.
Boxing. Kung Fu. Oh, boxing. Oh, Kung Fu. Oh, boxing. Kung Fu. Once more. From the beginning. Yo, let's see.
I guess I can go ahead and say now. Part of the thing I'm gonna add, we're doing soon, as a community as a whole. I'm like project manager, I guess you could say, because I was the one who I thought of the initial idea, and I thought the initial idea and was like, I want to do this. Here's how I want to do it and shit like that. But we're working on a brand new website just for Tony Hawk speedrunning. I know Muffin has this proskater.info thing, and it's not meant to replace that. But it lightly talks about speedrunning, like very lightly. It's more like I feel that his more website was meant for more casual fans, like people, like if you could be like, you know, if you want to know some information about Tony Hawk, you can go there. But it's not meant for speedrunning as a whole. Like this is a dedicated website to speedrunning. We were going to be doing like, I guess you could look at probably ZSR as an inspiration for us. ZillaSpeedruns.com. There's a lot of things on there I kind of want to do. Their format's really good. I like it. Of course, I would make it so it actually is like, you know, online 99% of the time. But that's kind of like what I'm trying to go for, and I feel like that would be like a big addition to the community. Because it'd be a good way to like look up glitches, look up routes very easily. A quick way to like look up information about the community as a whole, because we'll have like a blog and shit like that. Stuff like I want to do stuff like talking about speedrunners. Like I'll do like a weekly recap of like PBs, and then have like a showcase of just be better than Zelda never fucking online speedruns. Bruh, that's gonna be like the biggest thing. Like it's gonna be better than ZSR. Like ZSR is like never online when you need it to be. It was online yesterday when I took some screenshots so I can like draw some inspiration from it. Like for the first time ever, like it was like that. But like we're gonna have a good fucking host, and we're not gonna be stupid and lazy about things, cause you know I'm gonna be like project managing, getting things set up for it. So I'm gonna make sure that's like the biggest thing. Yeah, I guess you could say a newsletter type thing. Like I would like to like talk about all this new shit, any new tech, any new glitches that were discovered, any cool highlights. But it'd be like on the front page type thing. And on there you also see all the records, all the world keys and shit like that. But I feel like it would be really fucking cool to have something like that. Yeah, that's like if you look at like say Zelda speedruns, like they have like a central place for all their stuff, right? Like they have like stuffing for they have their website and they have like stuff on there. They have their forums and shit like that. We don't really need forums. We have Discord, so it's like, you know, I don't need that. But if you look at all these guides, then you look and you're like, wait, it's never online. So it's like, what the fuck? But I kind of want to do something like they did, but better, because I know I can do better than that shit. But that's like part of the plan right now, is to build it. It's going to take a few months probably. I don't know if it'll be done by the time I leave for basic training in July, which I leave on July 5th, which, no, I won't be able to watch more than likely the SGDQ run for Thug 1, which I'll be sad about. But I'll get over it. I can watch it when I get back. But yeah, that's another thing. I'm leaving in July 5th, everyone, to join basic military training. Join the Air Force, so that's pretty hype. Yeah, if you like, part of the idea also is to have like managers of each like page, like say for Thug 1, it'll be me, and silent Piatters and shit like that. For Thaw, it'd be like me, Waves, Piatters, and so on and so forth. Like, we're gonna, like, I'm gonna make it so that it's, like, it's easily edible. I want it to be anyways. I'm not sure how well we can do it, but we're gonna try something simple. It was so that way we can just change up the information pretty much any time. But it's gonna be a work in progress. It's gonna be a while before we get everything ready to go. I just want to say that we actually have it now. But part of the stuff I'm doing, I'm doing it for the community. Like, I've always been doing stuff for the community. I've been working hard on helping the community get bigger. I've been advertising it. Like, if some people talking about speedruns, I'm like, hey, look at Tony Hawk runs. Tony Hawk runs are fucking cool as fuck. Like, don't watch me. Like, don't take it from me. Go watch, say, George's run in THGS3, or if you're a fan of Thaw, go watch his Waves run. You know, like, go watch all these amazing fucking awesome runs, and you'll see why, like, Tony Hawk speedrunning is this, like, underrated gem in the speedrun community. And I'm kind of trying to work hard on trying to, like, fix that. But it's not an overnight thing. A lot of people just want to watch Zelda or Mario, which is unfortunate because, you know, they're missing out on the good shit. Not that they're not technically impressive. We're also technically impressive. Like, go look at my inputs for, like, THPS2 and my knowledge that I have to have, and all my comboing. Like, it's insane. Absolutely insane. Oh, I did? Well, there you go. See? And now you're in a good as fuck community. Like, if you also look at Discord, for example, I originally we had like a Skype group. I'm like, why the fuck do we have a Skype group? No one goes on IRC, so why the fuck do we have a Skype group? I can understand why you just want to have, like, between buds and chill and shit like that, but it's not a way to, like, you know, introduce newbies to the game. Like, it's cool if you want to have it between some of the higher ups or whatever, or active people, and you just want to chat and shit like that. But, like, as a way to, like, talk and chill with other people and introduce newbies and be friendly, it's not the way to go. Like, Zelda speedruns have IRC, but IRC is pretty much dead. Which is why was pushing for Discord for the longest time, and finally got through everyone's heads that I went through a fire truck. That got through everyone's heads that Discord is a good option. So, like, I've been working on doing all this shit for helping the community get bigger. And I am happy that some people are joining because of it. Waves, I guess, is one. Like, Zam, Fives, Mildew, they all came because of us. They see some of us streaming and like, oh shit, that's fucking cool. Like, Mildew told me, and Fives followed up with Mildew on it. Mildew was looking for someone to raid one time, and he found my runs. I mean, he found me streaming, and so he raided me, and I'm like, oh, cool. It's this guy that got, like, posted on streambig.net and shit like that. That's pretty fucking cool. Also, streambig. Don't forget that. But, like, I was pretty hyped that I got, like, a new runner from that. A really fucking good runner. Once I showed him how to do some get better runs in, he got really insanely good. Like, Mildew has a potential to get as good as Silent, I feel, in time. Probably as good as me. I don't know. He has that potential. So multiple people will do. Fives has that potential too, but he's kind of he's been having a rough time with Thug. But that's a different thing. But, like, there's a lot of people who have the potential to dethrone me on Thug 1. Dethrone me in other games. Dethrone George in other games. Like, if you look at THPS 3, Fate and Zen are within fucking 7 seconds for Zen and 5 seconds for Fate. It's insane. Like, 1 year ago, you'll be like, there's no fucking way. But now you look at it now and you're like, holy shit. It could happen. Yay, 700,000 combo. But, you know, it's... like, I didn't want it to just be like this one small group of people who are only, like, who's only has, like, one really good runner, multiple games, or one game, like, one good runner in each game. I kind of wanted to have, like, a community where everyone could, like, I mean, someone can come in and just, like, start dominating. Like, look at Fives, for example. That's one good reason. Like, one good example. Like, he picked the game as a 12-hour challenge, and he fucking stormed Thaw. Like, I was impressed by that. Like, I was very impressed. Not, it's very hard to impress me. It's very easy to impress me in the community. But, Wave's, domination of Thaw is impressive. And that's just one example. Like, there's a lot of people who've just come in. Zen came in. He started dominating THPS4 ILs. He dominates THPS3 in a lot of ways. Like, he's just fucking good overall. But that comes from all of us working together, opening the community up for more people, instead of just being like this small ass community. In some ways, it was kind of a meme community, I guess, before. Like, some people, like, in some ways, people saw us as a meme community, but then, you know, we kind of worked together on legitimizing it. Unfortunately, we kept getting meme runs into SGDQ and AGDQ Kappa. But no, we got really good runs into SGDQ and AGDQ. But now we have, like, Thug 1, which is, like, the most advanced game in the series, I feel, in terms of tech. Which is fucking awesome to finally get an SGDQ. But... Okay, I'm kind of just rambling at this point, honestly. Like, this went from a real talk to just a ramble fest. I've just been going around like this for a while, too. Let's go to... fucking Foundry. You and Ace are making you consider speedrunning? Well, that's cool. Like, we're very open. Like, we're a very open community. Hell, we just introduced, didn't introduce, but we just welcomed the first female member into the community, which is really cool. We had a Japanese member at one point, but he kind of just, like, fucked and said left. But it's really cool that we have, like, other people are, like, seeing these games, they're like, oh my god. You know, it's not just, like, you know, a preset, like, stereotype. It's just, like, more people are seeing these games and be like, holy shit, this is really cool. I want to join in, and that's really cool to me. Again, it's not because of just me, it's everyone who's been working on this. Watch the construction worker fart for an hour? Yeah, totally, man. Or go to fucking Ken and watch a guy pee for an hour. But we're a very open community. Like, I've been working hard on making sure we are. Some of the more toxic members that we used to have aren't really around anymore, thank God. So it made my life a little bit easier. But we're a pretty chill community. Like, we are pretty open. And if, like, anyone ever has a problem with anyone else in the community, come talk to me about it. And I will set them straight. Like, even though I'm not the, like, you know, the authoritative figure of the group, but I can, like, be like, yo, calm the fuck down. Like, I don't want us to be, like, fucking, you know, I don't want us to be tech cancer. I want us to be open for newbies. If you don't like that, tough. I don't know. That's just how I feel. You'll pay for that HDQ main by being Popeyes. No, wait, man. He won't, dude? Damn, dude. Let me go ahead and, like, bop him real quick. Let me go fucking learn to get category and bop in, like, 2 days, Kappa. Make me feel bad. But yeah, like, if you have a problem with anyone in the community, just come talk to me. Again, I'm not an authoritative figure. I never said I'm gonna be. But I guess I do have power since I'm, like, you know... I'm, like, you know, one of the... I don't know. I'm not saying I have power either. I'm just saying, like, you know, I can just set and be like, yo, calm the fuck down on shit. I don't mean to be mean, but, you know, I don't want assholes are not fun. I'm not gonna be able to prevent every asshole, but there's some assholes in the community. Not gonna say any names. But you know what I mean. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about. This is real talk. I just kind of rambled on for like an hour or so about shit. But the TLDR is, I'm happy that I finally beat George. Oh, I didn't get back to that actually. I'm happy I finally beat George. Like, absolutely ecstatic I finally beat George, because it kind of legitimizes me a bit more. And as I said on Twitter, like, I've always worried about my, like, I don't really say this on Twitter per se, but I've always worried about, like, how I can leave my mark as a speedrunner. And sure, you can say, like, I discovered all this shit, I got all these good times in Thug 1 and shit like that, but I'm like, I want to, like, I would like to have, like, I want to do something that would be, like, I would come back, like, 3 or 4 years from now, 5 years from now, and be like, yeah, I still really good. Hey, Gwish. You're the same way, though. Like, not with power. I'm not saying that I'm power hungry, you're power. I'm just saying, like, you kind of want to, like, make this legitimate community. As much as I do. Like, hell, you wanted to be clear that you didn't want memes and the marathon. Like, it was pretty easy that we both agreed on that. Like, I don't want memes in the fucking marathon. Fuck that. I ain't about the memes. I'm fine with some memes, but not, like, meme marathon. I ain't fine with that. But you and me, like, we agree on a lot of things. But I'm happy I finally beat George, because, again, I can come back, again, I guess it's silly to say, but I do care about my legacy. And, like, if you look at George, he has a legacy. And I would like to, like, counter that with a better legacy, I guess you could say. Will I get a better legacy? I don't know. Time will tell if people, like, agree years from later, or later on, that I'm, like, have a better legacy than George, which I don't really agree with now, but, like, I would like for people to be like, yeah, ThePackle was pretty good at video games. Tony Hawk games, he was pretty good. Like, I would like that as a, way of leaving, if I was to leave, which I ain't gonna leave anytime soon. I still have a lot of work to do. I want to get a fucking good time to THPS3 and shit like that. But now with that, I'm done talking about that point, because it's silly to talk about that for a long time. Speedrun wise, THPS3, I'm gonna be learning this. I want to get really good at this. Don't know about, I want to get like sub 4, be fucking sick. THPS 1 I'm just coming back to. I need to re-practice that again slowly. Learn the new routes. New better tech and shit like that. Practice ILs so I can get good at some things. Like, my downhill gem's like kind of slow in some areas. I have a lot of areas I need to practice on, especially fucking warehouse. I'm so bad at warehouse for no reason. It's ridiculous. So I want to get back to that. Charlie's challenge for sub 3, sub 3, for 3rd place. Maybe even get sub 5 would be pretty sick. I'm not sure. We'll see about that. But other than that, for non-Tony games, I'm gonna probably do Hat in Time again soon. I'm probably come back to that. Get better time at 8%. Get better time at all timepieces. And I would like. I've also been thinking about doing Pokemon again. This is like every so often, like maybe, probably as a what the word I'm looking for? I lost train of thought. Probably as like a weekend game. There we go. Like a weekend game, I'd be like, play Pokemon, cause Pokemon Silver is fun to play. Especially if you hang out with friends and just like talk about Pokemon, it's really fun. And I want to do Ocarina of Time as well. It's like, I have so many speed games, so I might just be mixing around between until I am happy again with deciding what I want to do. But I'm not done with the community. If anyone thinks that I'm doing this, if I'm leaving the community from all the speech, I'm not done. I'm not even close to being done. I have a lot of work to do still. And even if I did leave, I wouldn't be leaving the community as a whole, because, you know, I did a lot of work and I still want to do a lot of work to help the community out. But so, then that concludes my real talk for an hour. I got to, I was like, I want to try those games again. I found Ace than you guys. Yeah, some people find us just by looking, like, they're like, they see these, they start playing the games again, and like, I wonder if people still play them. And then you find the speedrun community. Like, the Tony Hawk community is really, you hear Discord for Pokemon. My god. But, if you look at the Tony Hawk community, we're literally only alive because of two different, like, groups. The improv community, which they don't stream very much from what I see. Like, sometimes you'll see some improver stream. I guess the biggest one right now is Ray. But then you look at the speedrun community, which is the more active, I feel. Like, we have the more runners, we have the most, you know, people playing the game, I guess. So, like, but, I don't know. Like, I wish there's a way to, like, pin, like, people's channels to, like, a Twitch page. Because I would do it for each Twitch page in a way. So, you know, THPS1, you can be like, follow Gwished, and you can watch his THPS1 runs. Or you follow ThePackle, and you watch THPS2, and so on and so forth. And that'd be pretty fucking sweet, but that's not gonna happen. But yeah, we get a lot of people coming in, watching runs from people who just, like, look it up. People watch from HDQ and SGDQ and shit like that. What do you mean you see it from two different ways, Gwished? Dude, I used to be that way about Pokemon. Like, I would be like, I would talk about speedrunning. I mean, I was talking about Pokemon forever, and I was like, I'm not gonna do speedrunning. And I did speedrunning, and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually kind of chill. Like, it's like, you have to know a lot about the games. True, but it's like, it's pretty chill compared to, like, say, Tony Hawk, where you have to do like 1 billion inputs every second. Oh, okay. That's what you meant. I got really confused. I kind of just glanced too, which didn't help. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, you know, did everything by myself, but when it comes to my legacy, like, you look at HBS2, I credited you, Zen, George, Ness, I credited everyone I could with all this new shit, all this new tech. Do you look at Thaw, I credited Yib, I credited, Pieters and things, like, yeah, I guess you could say, like, yeah, that would probably be a good, like, way to compare, is, like, George is Cyclemic, I'm, like, Puncation and shit like that. Puncation has all this more help, Cyclemic had, like, little to no help before, which is why he was limited. So, yeah, that's a fair comparison. Which isn't to say, like, it's not a slight against any of us. It's just, like, different, like, am I doing the same exact line? It's just kind of like, you know, the way it kind of went. Like, George probably, like, annihilate us all now, honestly. We, like, completely came back, but, you know, it's besides the point. But yeah, it's two different legacies. I'm not gonna say, like, I'm better than him, because I'm not. But we're good in our own rights. Very good in our own rights. Yeah, that's a fair analogy, honestly. It's a very fair analogy.